Hey, good morning, everybody. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about an issue that a lot of people struggle with, but it was something that honestly I never thought I did. I never thought that I had an issue with this until I started really thinking about it lately, and that's food. A lot of people have different issues and struggles with food. Some people have food addictions where they're addicted to certain foods, salty foods or fried foods or sugar or something like that. A lot of people use food as comfort, something to make themselves feel better. And then there's the reverse issues with food where people look at it as almost an enemy. Like people who have anorexia and things like that, and they look in the mirror, and no matter how thin they are or how good they look, they think they're fat and need to lose weight. And their issue with food is that if I eat it, I'll get fat, I'll gain weight. So there's all different kinds of food issues out there. And I had issues like that back when I was in college, and even for a while afterward. I battled with anorexia and not eating enough and getting thinner and thinner and thinner, to the point where I was very unhealthy and too thin. But when I would look in the mirror, I would still see somebody fat, somebody who needed to lose weight, and I looked at food as an enemy, as something to fight against and not eat. After some counseling and different things, I was able to overcome that, and then I kind of went the other direction. I gained a lot of weight years ago. I started just eating whatever I wanted to, and started looking at food as something enjoyable and a treat and a reward, and looking at it that way instead of as an enemy. And I gained a lot of weight. And then I had my day where I saw myself in the mirror and went, oh my gosh, is that me? Holy cow, what have I let myself become? And that's when I started my health and fitness journey, because I had had these up and down struggles with food most of my life, at least from my teens on up. And so I started to eat healthy, followed a nutrition plan, lost a bunch of weight, then kind of started to gain it back as I started slowly reverting back to my former habits. So that's when I incorporated exercise and started doing Beachbody programs, because I was short on time. I didn't have time to go to a gym and try to figure it out on my own. I needed guidance, and so the Beachbody programs were perfect, because it was a specific program, told me what days to do on what workouts to do on what days. I had a trainer to follow, and they worked well for me, and I got addicted to fitness. I love it. And then I started thinking of food again, not a healthy food, but like foods that were not good for me as poison. I would say cookies and donuts and things like that are poisonous. They're terrible for you. And so I started to go extreme that direction again, but not anorexic like before, but very strict. And then after time, a lot of life changes happened to me. A lot of big stuff happened in my life, and my issues with food revolved again, and I got to the point where, once again, I was turning to it for enjoyment, and it tasted good, so it made me feel better. Sugar has been my big thing, and so I've been kind of up and down with that since then. I'll be really good for a while and straight on and dedicated, and then just the last few months, I have found myself once again looking to food for comfort and enjoyment, and found that I was having a hard time staying away from sugar and foods that I shouldn't eat, because they tasted good and they made me feel better emotionally. Physically, no. So I've been doing some reflecting lately, especially being the beginning of the year and all of that, and looking back at pictures of me and past posts that I've done on social media and things like that. And I've discovered that I have always had issues with food. And I didn't really realize that. I was like, oh, I don't have an addiction to food. Well, I don't have any issues with food. How are people going to relate to me that do have issues? Well, I do too. So I get it. It's hard. Oh my goodness. It is so difficult to overcome that issue, no matter which direction you are with food. I understand all of it because I've experienced all of it. And so my focus now is I'm going to ease my way out of this sugar addiction and eating unhealthy, because I have about 15 or so pounds to lose now to get to where I was and need to be and want to be again, to where I'm comfortable with my weight and my fitness level and the way I look. Plus, I've noticed that these foods just make me feel awful. I've been experiencing a lot of physical pain lately and in my body, and I'm sluggish and I'm not able to do the workouts and things like I've previously been able to. And I hate that. So I know where my problem lies, and that is nutrition, food. So here's my plan. I am going to ease my way into a nutrition plan, a healthy nutrition plan, but I'm not going to completely beat myself up if I fall off the wagon for one meal or have a treat. However, I am not going to use that as an excuse to keep having those things. I'm going to say, okay, I had that, it's done, get back on track. And I've been able to do this before, and eventually get to the point where I'm all in, because that's how my mentality works. I'm one of those that I can't allow myself to keep having cheats all the time, because then it becomes a habit and a routine. So for me, they have to be few and far between. But everybody's different. For some people, they can ease into it. For some people, they can have a cheat once a week. For some people, they just can't, or they'll fall completely off the wagon. You have to figure out where you fit in here, and that's the direction that you take. So I know this is difficult. I know that it's hard to do this on your own, and you shouldn't need to do this on your own. So that's where I come in. I am a fitness coach, and I love Beachbody programs and their products. They've helped me tremendously, changed my life and my health, and that's always my go-to. However, there are a lot of other things that I like to do too. I love to run, I love to hike, I like to be active, and so there's all different things that you can do. So reach out to me, leave me a comment, email me. I'll leave in the description below ways to contact me, but reach out to me and let me help you. Let's work together this year to get ourselves on track, to get ourselves healthy and fit and feeling good about food and our health and fitness journey. Thank you so much for watching, and know that you're not alone if you struggle with these issues. Again, please reach out to me. I would love to connect with you and help each other be accountable and get through these issues together, get our health and our fitness back on track this year. Thank you so much. We'll catch you next time.